We live in a culture today where everything's about crashing out, right? Or proving that you're not the one, you were the wrong one to mess with. That it's crazy because like the core belief people have is, when somebody does me wrong, I'm gonna do them the exact opposite. I'm gonna do them the exact same way they did me. Or let's cut them off completely, right? And there's nothing wrong with cutting people off that's trying to hurt you. If you really think about it, most people don't receive the treatment to themselves, right, from others as they treat themselves with. So the purpose of showing people love, right, but even those who are your enemies, is that when you show somebody more love for them than they even show for themselves, it makes them question. It makes them really think about what is they feel towards themselves and why. It challenges those beliefs behind their evil motives or their self-hate. And most people operate out of their subconscious mind. We are 95% subconscious, right? 95% of what we do is subconscious, right? And conscious is what you know, right? But the subconscious mind or your heart is who you are and your core beliefs, right? Right, Christ said, but I say, do good to your enemy, right? And you will heap coals of shame upon their head, right? Not the type of shame that destroys them, right? But make shameful for their actions towards you. In my last video, I talked about what the enemy or your enemy is. Right? The word says, love is patient, love is kind, right? Doesn't rejoice in evil, is long suffering, right? Believes all, expects all, right? Love never fails. So doing good to somebody, right? Doing good to your enemy, right, is an act of kindness. It don't matter if they appreciate it, right, or have a whatever kind of response to it, right? People know when you're truly being sincere or when there's a motive behind it. So be sincere. Sincerity always is the biggest indicator of true belief in something, right? Belief in what your motivation behind something is, right? What you stand for. And when you're truly sincere about something, you understand something, right? And it gets people to examine themselves. Even if they come to the conclusion of, let me just not mess with that person, right? Too much glory of God in that person's life. It don't matter. God, right? God can save anybody, right? And it may not be now, maybe season later, but that person come up to you and be like, you know what? I was wrong for that, right? They may repent, they may apologize, they may not, but it doesn't matter because you will be rewarded. Think about it. You either retaliate, right? Those are your options, right? You either retaliate or you're afraid, right? Or you do what Christ said to do. Those are your only options at the end of the day. And we know where fear gets you, so you might as well just obey.